everybody. Jerry Corbett, and this is the offering. Thanks. Welcome back. Hey, we're so glad to have you back this week, and we want you to know how much we appreciate your viewership and your support. Whether you pray for us, whether you support us financially, whether you say nice things to us and encourage us. Thank you so much for all you do to keep this ministry vibrant and strong. Hey, if you're here with us the first time, or if you've been here before and you have not subscribed, please, my brothers and sisters, just hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, the little red bell, and then underneath us, the screen, hit the thumbs up and like us. We would appreciate it. That helps us out. That helps us get this word further. That helps us generate more views so that people can be blessed by the content that you are watching. All right, if we have been a blessing to us, do those things for us, and I will certainly thank you. All right, hey man, we are so delighted. We've been talking about prayer the last couple of weeks, but I want to shift because this is Mental Health Awareness Month. So we're going to talk about some stuff today and gather everybody around, because during the pandemic, there's been a whole lot of intense, heightened cases of mental health cases. Even, the legislators won't legislate stuff that personally I think they should legislate, because they say it's just mental health. So what I'm saying to you is, if mental health is such a big issue in this country, let's get together and talk about some stuff during May 2023 Mental Health Awareness Month. So welcome and thank you for joining us. We all know that God has made our minds, God has made our souls, and God has done so much to make us anatomically the way we are, and we give God praise. But there are times when we need to check on things. There are times when we need to just simply stop, pause from the busyness, from the hurriedness of life, and make sure that we're okay. To do that every now and then, we need to check on our mental health. Now, mental health includes this: your emotional, your psychological, and your social well-being, all right? It includes your emotional, your psychological, and your social well-being. Mental health is not only that, but it affects how we think, how we feel, and how we act. It also will determine how we handle stress, how we relate to others, and how we make either healthy or unhealthy, wise or unwise choices. See, mental health is so important at every stage of our lives, from childhood to adolescence, all the way through adulthood. We need to make sure that we keep our mental health intact. We need to make sure that we understand there are certain things we need to do. It's important right now, and it dictates a lot in our culture, because we have to see that there's so many things that it's connected, so many things that are connected to mental health and our wellness. So what we want to do, I want to get some help tonight from the National Alliance on Mental Health, from an author named Sandy Smith, and their thoughts and mine, we're going to merge them together, and we are going to have a discussion. And what I want to talk about are 7 things we need to remember about mental health. What are some key elements of mental health? All right. What are some key elements? What are some things we need to remember that are key about mental health? Well, the first thing we need to remember is that mental health is a real condition. It's not play. It's real. And see, mental health is just as real and valid as our physical health is. Yeah. See, whether there are malfunctions in our brain or in our body, we need diagnosis and treatment. All right. And one of the things that J. Corbett Ministries focuses on are the 4 things they do, your physical health, your spiritual health, your financial health, and your mental health. And this is what we want to help bring awareness to, is that mental health, number 1, is a real condition. Yeah. And many deaths are attributed to mental health. And in that point, people feel like they want to harm themselves, or they harm others, and they, commit these mass murders or mass shootings. So that understanding that mental health is a real condition, meaning that understanding that it needs treatment, understanding that, just as you get your body taken care of, your brain, your mind needs to be taken care of as well. It is a real condition. Now, two, not only is it a real condition, but it is not a personal weakness. Many people don't want to talk about it, but there's much research that have been devoted to the treatment of mental health and to the prevention of mental health. And it's just a dysfunction. You don't get all out of whack when your blood pressure goes up a little bit. It's a physical abnormality. And when your thoughts are somewhere that they shouldn't be, or you can't bring them in, or you don't have the range you used to have, listen at this. It's just a mental abnormality. But it's not a personal weakness. It's just something's gone wrong in the brain, and we need to make sure that we get a check on it. See, it's not some fault. It's not some weakness. It's not a lack of willpower. It's not a flaw in your character. It's not any of that. It's just that it's just like something else is an illness, and we need to check on it. It's not a personal weakness. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's nothing to be afraid of. So far, we've looked at two things about mental health. And two things I want you to remember about mental health is this is certainly it's a real situation, and it's not a personal weakness. Three is it morphs and acts different in every person. See, there's not a cookie cutter way when it comes to this. Each case and each individual, they're unique. See, even among people with the same diagnosis, of mental illness, they're going to act out very differently. They're going to experience it in a very different way. Not every person will exhibit the common symptoms, of their particular disorder. But these symptoms, they may be severe, or they may be intense, or they may not be. Each person is different. Each case is different. So we can't just put this cookie cutter, this net over everything. See, each person would be affected a different way because of their own individual nature and their own individual personality. All right? So we want you to always keep that in mind and know that everybody is different when it comes to mental health. It doesn't look like the same thing in everybody. All right? All right, that's three. Here's four. See, you can help those that you are around that might be experiencing. That's the thing that we need to know. We can help those who are around us, our family, our friends, our acquaintances who might be experiencing these issues. See, if your loved one, your friend, your spouse, your whoever, is there, you don't need to dog them out, but you need to show compassion. That's how you help. Compassion, respect, understanding, encouragement, and support. That's what they need. They don't need you to be right. Oh, something's wrong. Oh, he's crazy. This is it. No, they need your compassion, your respect, your understanding, your encouragement, and your support. Be careful not to pressure or force loved ones to do certain things. You can't tell people how they think. You can't tell them how they feel. You can't tell them how to think, how to feel. But what you can do is be ready to work and help that person through whatever they're struggling with in the moment. See, with the right support, the right treatment, people can get the right kind of healing. And what you and I need to know, that we must team up. We can't be lazy or indifferent when it comes to this situation. And we have to understand that this is going to be a struggle, an ongoing struggle for some people. And we're just going to have to team up and support. We're just going to have to understand and be compassionate, all right? And you can't just say they're not trying. You don't know, because you don't know how they feel. You don't know how they're thinking, all right? And we've got to make sure that we provide the support they need. And we have to equip ourselves with the knowledge and education we need in order to be able to help our loved ones, our family, our friends, our spouses, whoever they are. All right? So you can make a difference by providing that common compassion, common respect, common understanding, common encouragement, and common support. All right? Oh, man, this is good. This is good. This is good. All right? Because God made us and we're unique individuals. Sometimes we get overloaded, overwhelmed with life situations and we fall into a crisis, but God is there. Christ is always in our crisis. Amen. All right. Here's 5. All right? You can help fight the stigma. See? You can't control what people say, what people think, and sometimes, they don't have control of themselves, but you can still help fight because what you can do is spread truth. And when you spread truth, you reduce the stigma. And what we need to do in our churches, in our communities, oh Lord, in our homes, we need to increase public awareness about the serious problem of mental health and how different it looks in each individual. All right? So we've got to help. We need mental health support groups. Listen at this, just like we have cancer awareness groups. Like there are all kinds of cancer awareness groups. There's all kinds of lupus awareness groups. There are cancer walks. There are lupus walks. We need to make sure that we raise enough funds and get enough public esteem, awareness about mental health. We need to make sure that just as we are concerned about the physical diseases that invade our bodies, that we need to be aware of the mental diseases that impact our brains, our minds. And we need to spread the truth about what mental health is. We need to reduce the stigma. Know that individual is not, way off somewhere. The individual just needs help. They're in a crisis. They're overwhelmed. All right? And more public awareness needs to go out in a serious way about these issues. All right? And I know in our community, it's taboo for most part. But my brother, my sister, we've got to overcome that whole stereotype, that whole stigma, and fight for our loved ones. All right? Because mental health is going to impact every family. All right? So when it impacts ours, we need to make sure that we get up and do something about it and fight that stigma. Here's number 6. You're not alone in this battle if you are experiencing some imbalance. You're not alone. See, I know that that I've said this day is true, and I know that this is a real issue, but you are not alone because many people live happy, productive, fulfilled lives, and they've been diagnosed with the mental illness. But they live healthy, diagnosed, lives and they thrive, they do well, they hold down jobs, they make money, they manage, they budget, they do all of that. And it doesn't have to cripple you, all right? You're not alone. Many others are in the struggle with you, but many others are doing well. And I want you to know that when you fall, or if one of your family members become overwhelmed, they're not alone. There's plenty of research that shows that people do well. We just can't cast them away. We got to understand. We've got to be compassionate. We've got to support. All right? And we've got to get out real information. We got to reduce the stigma. We got to increase the truth about it. You can function. Here's the truth. You can function. You're not alone. You're not just thrown away. People are there with you to help you, okay? All right. The last thing I want to tell you today is that if you need it, there's a whole lot of information and a whole lot of resources out there. Why don't you start by just Googling stuff? And you can always start with the National Institute of mental health. You can always start with mental health awareness. You can always start, my brothers and sisters, with the National Alliance of Mental Health. They do strategic research around the issue and give you ideas of how to cope. And they also will guide you and lead you to people and things and agencies that can provide the kind of help you need. All right? So let's make sure we do that. Here we are, my brothers and sisters. We want you to remember that there are certain things you need to keep in mind about mental health, since May is Mental Health Awareness Month. 1, mental health is real. 2, it's not a personal weakness. 3, everybody handles these things differently. 4 rather, you as a family member or friend can offer help. 5, you can fight the stigma. 6, you're not alone. And 7, get your hands on all the information and resources out there. I just gave you 3 that you can tap into and you can thrive and not just survive. Hey man, I hope this information has been helpful. We'll be back next week. My time is up for today. Love all of you. Be good to yourself. Be good to one another. Spread love and joy wherever you go. See you soon. I'm Jerry Corbett of the Offering.